I am Jen. I am the host of Fate 40 and Beyond, tarot card reader, medium, do past life regression. I do all the woo-woo things. And I have a guest today. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Felicia, and I am 42, and I'm excited to have a reading with Jen.
Yeah, so I think we met on Facebook through a group, and then we've just
We
kind of
did, yeah.
stayed friends for, I gosh, it's probably
Yeah,
been like 3 or 4 years now.
yeah, like-minded women.
Yeah, and we we live an hour away from each other.
Yeah, probably about 30, 45.
Yeah. I have all these cool women around me, and I'm such an introvert that I stay home and I don't meet any of them.
So this is a great way to connect.
It is. And that's another thing that I really want is like to build that community. I have all these Facebook friends and I don't ever get to like meet them or hang out with them or talk about how crazy life is. And so I make my own way. I figured this is a good
Yeah,
way. Typically, what I ask people when I do a reading is if there's anything particular that's on their mind that they want insight about, or we can just do a general reading.
let's do a general reading.
I like to tell people is I am a very intuitive reader. So the cards don't always mean the same thing. When I put a card down, I start getting words, images, emotions, and then my job is to like put it together and figure out what it's trying to tell me. But this one is the King of Pentacles, and I love this card. I mean, I love this whole deck, but that is typically like my card for building up finances or saving up for something specific. But in this instance, what's coming up is more about holding your cards close and maybe not being as open with certain things as maybe you have been in the past. So, like, there's a situation that's come up in your life, and you're like, oh, I know I can't just tell everyone how I feel about this. It's just, I need to figure my way out through it, like, sort out how I feel first and then
Yeah.
speak up about it. Has that come up for you lately?
Yeah, that's actually it feels like confirmation for something because I was just thinking the other day that there's almost an impulsive excitement.
Yeah.
And I literally stopped myself and was like, almost don't celebrate too early, I guess.
Yeah, that makes the next card I got is the star, and I do feel like it's something that you've been doing a lot of work on, like, there's a sense of accomplishment with it.
Yeah.
I do also feel like there's a lot of focus on work, a lot of focus on, like, maybe not your job work, but the work that went into this accomplishment.
Yeah.
It probably felt like it was weighing on you super heavy for a long time. And I do feel like it's something that's going to present more financial opportunity for you and get you into a place where it's a little easier to, I was going to say a little easier to like celebrate what's going on, but more so it's the feeling of accomplishment that you are more willing to celebrate this time around.
Yeah.
Are you the type of person who will push aside your accomplishments, like kind of minimize them?
Mhm.
It almost feels like the attention is, I don't know, like you see it as something that you're supposed to be doing, and other
Mhm.
people are like, oh my God, no, that's so cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about that for a little bit because I feel like so many women do that is
Mhm.
more of just like minimizing our own accomplishments because I don't know, like, why do you think we do that?
I think well, I mean, it can go as deep as, like, childhood, but I mean, yeah, I think a lot of times, even in, like, the healthiest of households, as a child, you're excited about everything and you want praise for everything. So even, like, a small, like, "I can't right now, I'm busy," is
Yeah,
crushing as a child.
yeah,
And I also think being girls were often, especially by like father figures, even.
yeah,
So I think a lot of things can go into that. But I think like because I'm one mom with four kids. And
yeah,
it's exhausting just in a sense of like trying to be celebratory about every single accomplishment. And when, like I said, even the healthiest of them, I'm like, my God,
yeah,
like, so for me personally, it's hard to hang on to those things because there's not much time to like And back to what you were saying, feeling behind in
Mhm.
life, you're like, okay, that's great. And I did that. But like, there's so many more things that I need to be doing. Again, there's no time. So it's like small accomplishment. You kind of learn to like self fulfill in that. We don't celebrate them. We don't stop and slow down and say, hey, wow, look at all the things.
Right.
Me personally, I tell myself when I get to where I think I should be.
What's cool is I heard something the other day that said, "Of course you don't think you're accomplishing anything because you keep moving the goalposts." I
Yeah.
was like, "Ah, yeah, I totally
Yeah.
do that." Like, I've
Yeah.
come so far from where I was X amount of time ago, but
Right.
that's because 5 years ago, I
You
decided I
were
want more, but I'm not
trying to
there
be
yet.
here,
Right.
and so you get there. I think we have to stop in life and, like, do a little celebratory dance and,
Yeah.
like, tell ourselves that we're doing small steps are for giant leaps. We can't
Wow.
just
Yeah.
constantly make we'll be exhausted, so it's like you gotta the small steps are breaks.
There's another saying that I love that's like, "Be where your feet are." And
Yes.
just taking a moment to realize, like, it's okay to be right here sometimes. I
Yes.
don't have to always be there. I don't have to think about
Yeah.
back there. I just have to
Right.
be here. And I
Yes.
know I have a hard time with that for sure
For
because
yeah, same.
it's like an internal comparison with what could be, and I'm
You
never
also
happy.
can feed yourself guilt. It's hard to not, like, feel guilty if that was something I had to teach myself is, you first. Because
Yeah.
when you do that as a mom, as a partner, as an employee, as a human, like,
Yeah.
we give, you have to have boundaries and you have to set with you first. Whatever that may be for you, whatever it is, and don't feel guilty about it because you
And
can't.
it's so funny because, like, especially when people ask me about, like, the work that I do,
Mhm.
the services I offer, and I try to, like, play it down because I don't know, like, I went to school for hypnosis. Like, I
Mhm.
put in actual work, and I had to pass a test, and it wasn't just like a weekend online course, like,
Right.
took about a year, and I scored really high at the end on the final, and I still just, like,
Didn't allow yourself
yeah,
to
like,
feel
it's like I just won't fully accept that it's something I accomplished,
yeah.
and it's crazy. Or all of the different jobs I've had. I had someone tell me one time, she's like, I said something about, like, being able to sew. She goes, "Of course you can. What can't you do?" And I was like, "Well, that's a weird thing to say." But then I started to think about it, and it's like, I'm just a collector of hobbies.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, that's
same,
just what I do.
same. I pride myself on knowing a little bit about a lot of
Right.
things.
And I am very blessed that I pick up stuff pretty quickly. Like, it may not be the best, but I'll figure out a way to make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, you
And
can connect
so,
the dots.
yeah, like, and I should be proud of that. Like,
You
I should
should,
be
yeah.
okay with that because there's so many people out there that struggle just like they can't figure out a graphic design program online, or they can't, like, just little stuff that
Right.
I take for granted. The last couple of years I've done better about, like, just accepting compliment. It's still so
Mhm.
hard though. It's so hard.
Mhm. Yeah, it is for me too.
That's so funny. Okay, so this is always, always my card for, like, really knowing your worth. The imagery more than anything else. The Four of Wands, like, she just knows what she has to offer. Like, she brings all of her goods, and I think that ties in perfectly with literally what we were just saying. So even though it's like confirmation, oh, and then the Empress, same thing. Like, she just knows. I know she's the shit. Like, she's the one who I don't feel like everyone's aiming to be her, but, like, she's a good example of what to be.
She's just solid.
She can I don't wanna say manifest anything, but, like, what she needs is there. Like, it just
Mhm.
kind of shows up. And then this one is from the Three of Pentacles, and, like, just doing the work, planting the seeds. So the seeds have been planted. You've made the accomplishment. It's knowing, I guess the next step is just how do I word that? Like, the word that keeps coming to mind is, like, reveling in your accomplishment and just being able to accept the attention that it might get. If I think I always like to think back to, and it really did take a village to raise kids. Like, we
Yeah.
kind of depended on our neighbors to eat and to cook and celebrate. It really was like a group effort to just get day by day through life. And if we've separated ourselves so much from that, and we're not allowing other people to celebrate us. That can create that isolation. I
Yeah,
think that
for
so
sure.
many people feel. And I'm the worst at this, but I also feel like social media creates such a false sense of community
Mhm.
because we don't really know the people on the other side sometimes. Yeah.
No, no. I use my discernment pretty
Yeah.
well with people. I say I've only just learned, I've always known, but the problem was when you ignore it. Anytime I have to say, maybe you're being too, I'm not being
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, even it doesn't have to be in a large capacity. It could just be myself and this person or not. It's not
Right.
really something. But, and back to what you said, we've been Facebook friends for a couple of years. We've never met. We're both introverts, but we've always, like, supported each other and, like,
Yeah.
without, and because you just know that's the same discernment where you're just like, does it
Yeah.
mean, like, we have to see each other 4 days out of the week and
Right.
do the things, but, like, and I think it's important to learn to
Yeah.
trust.
It's true. That's really true. And I think the benefit of social media also is that it allows us to kind of like expand our reach as far as the people that we get to meet,
Yeah.
incorporate into our online communities. Like, there's people across the country that I would have never met otherwise,
Yeah.
except for social media
Yeah, for sure. Mm,
relationship.
yeah. I had a Facebook friend that passed, and I never met him. He lived in California. He was older. His daughter's my age, and we never spoke, but we would like each other's posts. And I followed his journey, and he passed away. And it's still like his daughter will tag him in things, and I'll
Yeah.
remember. And I'm like, wow, how cool that like I got to experience
Yeah.
this soul in this body from that far away without ever having to like be in the
Yeah.
my grandmother's cousin, who is like her favorite first cousin, she was just in the hospital and she was not doing well. And she got to come home, but her husband won't let her have her phone. And the doctor
No.
actually said, like, she needs to be on social media. She needs to be engaging with, because she was always on Facebook.
Right.
And the games and the things like that's good exercise for her memory and her brain and like socialization. You don't want her to be just isolated because we live in such a connected time
Right.
that that's what she's used to doing. And he still hasn't given her her phone. So I'm like, why would you not?
But also, that's a way to connect and still keep her somewhat contained
Feeling,
away from, yeah.
yeah,
Like there's just you just never know what kind of germs are out there, and if someone's health is compromised
yeah, and
anyways, like why wouldn't you use
exactly.
social media to connect?
Right.
That's a
That's
really
what
good
kept
way.
everyone going during COVID.
Right.
We were all locked in
Yep.
without the connection that we were able to have, God knows what would have happened
I
out
know.
there.
Oh my, I always laugh because I was still working in person then, but I would always laugh at people who are like, our company did happy hour on Zoom. And I'm like, oh, that's so cheesy. But I also like I've gotten to the point now where I work from home 1 day a week and then I look forward to like the next day in the office because
Yeah. Getting out.
for as introverted as I am, like, I still need that connection. I still need
Interaction.
that
Yeah.
yeah, and sometimes it's stupid stuff, like,
Yeah.
tomorrow it'll be talking about the football game yesterday, like
Yeah.
and I'm not a big football person, but I made sure I knew who won because it's going to
You
be
wanted to be,
yeah,
yeah.
like, it's gonna be important in conversation
Yeah.
later. A lot of people at work are not gonna keep up with me when I come back on Monday and go, "Oh, yeah, I did a past life regression on Saturday, and it was this, and this." I have to be
Keep
able
up
to
with the, yeah. Yeah, I do that when I go out to showings and things with real estate, and it's so funny because I'll, like, have my coffee and I'll amp myself up, and I'll get out there and it'll be a great time, but when I tell you it is exhausting, like,
yeah,
the drain and, like, I need, like, 2 to 3 days in the house
yeah,
to recoup, but I don't, I just need to keep doing it
yeah.
so that
And I do also think to a degree, like, the more I isolate, the harder it is to
to get
get
back
out.
out of it.
Yeah, and so I have to be very careful of that.
And I'm an only child, so there was solitude was my
Yeah,
safe space, my books, TV, like the whole thing. I could be in the house. I didn't care about like playing outside and getting dirty and all that. I was like, I'm just gonna relax. I'm a
yeah,
Leo, so give me a cat nap with a book, and you don't have to worry about me. I'm spicy sometimes, but I'm gonna go take a nap, usually, and we'll be fine.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, I'm a Gemini sun, and I really do like, I can fit in with different groups, and I think
Yeah.
back even to high school, and, like, I never had a friend group. I had people
No.
that in every group that I hung out
In
with.
every group, yeah.
Yeah, and I tend to do that now, and it's so funny, like, I'll get on Facebook or something, and then I'll get a friend request, and I'm like, "Well, which group do they belong in?" Because
Yeah.
I have, like, my witchy friends, I have my
Mhm.
12-step recovery friends, and, like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell where people fit in.
Where fit in, yeah. Yeah,
And
I do the
sometimes they
same thing.
overlap, and it's awesome when they do.
Yeah, then you can I do that. I'm like, I have my 3 best friends, none of them hang out with each other. It's one
Gosh.
from each, and I'm
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know how it would be if we all, like, at the same time,
Got together.
because
Yeah,
we're all best friends in different ways.
yeah.
Like, my 3 main ones were all, well, 4 main, really, and because, yeah, all the best friends. But again, these are relationships. One of them, we were 13 when we met, and we've literally been
Wow.
best friends. And we're both 42. She'll be 42 next month.
That's
So,
incredible.
yeah,
That is
I've got those longevity.
yeah.
Actually, the shortest one is what, about 2 years now. But like, she's a neighbor, so that's
That's really cool.
yeah.
I have people I keep in contact with, and no one that I would consider like a super close friend. But
Well, I
also,
think
well, I was gonna say, like, I think for me, a lot of it is my alcoholism did get in the way of that. So, um, now that I am putting more of an emphasis on the recovery, it
you can
allows me
build
to, yeah,
relationships.
I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not pushing people away as often.
Right,
And
and that's probably really important for your
yeah,
recovery too, like, being able to build relationships. And
okay.
my thing is I would like to meet more women, like,
Hmm.
in a group setting and outside, something. I don't know, I've thought about book clubs and stuff, but I don't know if that's something that I have time.
For me, it would be like one thing I can just show up for. And I
Mhm,
go like,
mhm.
if I have to prepare for it, I'm not going. Like, if I have
No,
to
yeah.
read something and get
Yeah,
there, like,
see,
I'm probably not gonna do it.
yeah, I would, if I didn't read my chapters, I wouldn't show up that time, and then I'm probably not gonna go back
Right.
too, because now I failed. So now we'll stay home in our solitude and feel guilty about it instead of doing anything
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. But then also,
Yeah.
like, it's that writing of a story in our minds of, like, I can't commit to stuff. Like, I find
Yeah.
myself doing that of, like, "Oh, I failed that time, so therefore I just suck at this thing, and so
Yeah,
I won't try it
yeah,
again." And
yeah,
it's really dangerous for me.
yeah. Same, same.
Let's continue the reading. Let's see. There's a couple more.
Do you see a man in there? I just need to know.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. There was, I think, like that disconnection we were talking about. Our intentional playfulness. That's coming up. So, like, kind of incorporating more enjoyment and fun. Just trying to, I don't know. I feel like there's so much focus on seriousness and accomplishments and goal getting. But, like, what about like the little in between moments? Well, how do you like intentionally just relax or have fun?
Yeah.
You?
Are you asking? Are you
Yeah.
asking how
Do
I do?
you?
No. I thought you were telling me I need to, so I was
Then
like,
that's
"Yeah, you're
probably
right."
what it's telling you is that you need to.
Yeah. 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 Because
Yeah, because there's to me, this card comes up as like playfulness and like
yeah.
just enjoying the little thing, and it's hard to do. So
Yeah,
I
for sure.
think especially, and I can't decide if it's like because we're older or just because times have changed. But I remember back in like the 80s, where things just felt slower. Things just
Yeah.
felt more at like they just unraveled in their own time. And
Mhm.
then somewhere in the beyond, like life got so focused on moving ahead and doing advancement. It just feels like there needs to be a point where we reclaim just intentional slowness.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think we kinda traded that for constant connection to each
mhm.
other. Like, we can literally pick our phone up at any given time and be in somebody's business in some way, shape, or form. So I think with that, I think that is why it seems like everything moves so much faster. Like the years are just spinning by,
Yeah.
like all the time. I constantly am like, time is not real. Like, this is a man made thing. Time is not real. My days are still slow. This is
I
not
said that
happening.
at work the other day. So I literally handle a calendar for someone at work. Like that's my entire job. And I
Yeah.
thought, why did they pick the person who doesn't believe in time
To
to
set the
do this?
calendar,
Like that doesn't make sense,
mark it out.
right? Because I'm like,
Mark
I don't
it out.
know, what does it matter anyway? Like nothing
Yeah.
matters
No.
anymore.
Yeah. It really doesn't because it's going to be regardless.
Right. Right.
Like, stop the clock. Everything else is still going to keep going
Yeah.
because
It's so
that's
funny.
such as life. But yeah.
This makes me think of the idea of like romanticizing life, though, doing very intentional things to fall back in love with life, with being alive. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
One of the ways I tend to do that, and it's very simple, is just lighting incense in the house and making it smell good and lighting it.
Yeah.
And then just sitting there, even if I'm reading a book or on my phone or whatever, like it just makes it cozy and I'm happy to be in my spot. How about stuff like that? A favorite coffee drink or a favorite
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
What is
that's
your thing?
definitely my coffee is my thing. That's like can't start the day, but it's also I wake up before everyone intentionally, at least like 10, 15 minutes so that I can get my coffee and feed the cats. But then I will take my coffee outside and I go outside, no matter if it's raining, whatever the case may be. I go sit on my porch and I just until I have to wake the kids up for school. Like just this year started doing 15 minutes early. I get up now.
That's
Like, used
awesome.
to, I would hit snooze 4 or 5 times, but now I'm intentionally like, "No, I need that." And my brain will be like, "You get coffee." And I'm like, "I'm up. I'm
Uh,
going to get my coffee." And it's kind of it's just like I feel cozy. I get my robe on and I'm like, I'm relaxed for like this the first 15 minutes of my day I make for me, even if I'm gonna
yeah,
go sit on the porch and drink coffee and just breathe in the air and like zen a
that's
little
huge.
bit, go wake my kids up. We all have a better day where I'm not rushing around because I hit snooze too many times and because I don't like
Yeah,
that. I don't like to set their day off to a bad start. So if
yeah.
I need that 15 minutes to get up and make sure I'm ready to go with that, then we'll get up.
I think that's massive because I look back, my kids are all grown out of the house. They have their own kids now. And I
Yeah.
remember so many days where I was, come on, we're running late, we're running late, and just trying to like hurry everyone up. And no one would fall
Yeah.
for that. Like,
They
even as an
don't.
adult,
It gets
I,
worse.
yeah.
And
And
then I feel bad because I'll see he's my most indirect like, he can't take directions on his best day. Like, I could say, "Move forward," and he's like, "Wait, wait, 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 she gave a direction, I missed which one?" And I'm like, I already know I need to tell him a few times, so in the mornings, when I'm like, Hurry up," and he's like, freezes because, "What are you
yeah,
saying to me? You're giving me anxiety," and I'm like, oh, then I'm sending
right.
you out the door, like, trying to start your day after that. I feel
Yeah,
like
the nervous
crap.
system isn't meant to start off that way in the
No, you
morning.
can't just wake up and go.
So over the years, I was woken up a lot like that
Yeah.
as a kid, and probably just because I loved sleep and didn't
Mhm,
want to wake up. I remember like just being woken up very rushed or harshly. And so over time, I started to reparent myself specifically around that. And when I
mhm,
wake up or have an alarm and I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to," and it's all right, talk to myself as if I'm talking to a little 5-year-old me. Come on,
mhm.
let's start stretching. Move your fingers, move your toes. And I sound in my head, like I don't do this out loud, but in my head, I sound like a, a
Miss
very
Rachel.
sweet, kind parent. Yeah, like Miss Rachel. Like I'm just trying to make it as pleasant as possible. And
Yeah,
I have found it does make it a little easier for
it
me to get
really
out of bed that
does.
way.
It really does. I think that our inner child, that's something that was very healing for me. It actually, like, brought me around a major curve in the
Yes.
healing road because I was trying to just and I can remember gradually now looking back times where like my inner child would be screaming at me for something, but I was already overwhelmed with all the other things that I
Yeah.
couldn't and I would be like, I'll come back for you. I would always tell myself that. And I absolutely like had to. There was no way. But
Yeah.
reparenting yourself and going back to that inner child, it's been monument consoling that child. That's been such a big thing for me
Yeah.
in opening spiritually and like it's just in my own parenting. I think that's actually what's forced me was having children and realizing that if I didn't do it, I wasn't going to be able to be that for them
Right.
because I didn't know how.
Right.
So I had to that it was my way of learning was to go back and practice with myself and apologize to myself, which allowed me to apologize to my children, which was monumental because you just keep going. You don't get
Right.
apologies. You just keep going.
I think we're the first generation to really take that into consideration.
Definitely.
And
Definitely, I agree.
I feel like I don't feel like I missed the bus on that. I just feel like I had my kids really young. They were all
Yeah.
out of the house by the time I was 40.
Right.
I also had my own battles, mental health, recovery related stuff. And so I didn't give myself a chance until I was much older and they were mostly already gone or already in high school. But you know what's cool is like, especially in the spiritual community, they talk about how healing yourself will heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. And
Mhm.
even though in the moment, as my kids were being raised, I may not have been the best version of myself for them, the more I work on myself now, the more I see our relationships start to shift
Mhm.
and their own perception of motherhood and parenthood starts
Yeah.
to just be more calm, more settled.
Yeah.
And I'm learning from them all the
Yeah.
time. And it's just such a I don't know, it's such an eye opener.
I look forward to that's how I knew that I was okay with aging is because I thought, especially because I have 4 boys, chances are I'm gonna get a granddaughter or a lot of granddaughters.
Right.
And I don't I don't know if I would have been maybe such a great mom for a daughter.
Yeah.
But I got this boy thing down pat for their boys love their moms. They make it easy. They forced me
Yeah.
into a state of love that I was unaware I could be in. I don't know if I could have done that with a daughter, but granddaughters? You mean I just get to spoil them and send them back home?
That is really
um,
cool that you say that though, that boys, you know, tend to be more open and loving towards their mom.
yeah, for sure.
And I don't want to say it's a different kind of love that we feel because I have a son and 2 girls. And I don't want
Yeah.
to say it's a different kind of love, but it pulls out different versions
Different
of
sides
ourselves.
of you,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and it even goes as far as, like, masculine and feminine, like, because if your children see you upset, they're gonna be upset, but a
Yeah.
son sees his mother upset, and it just, like, wrecks him,
Yeah.
like, it's very different whenever and that can even be because it's energy, that's not necessarily male, female, but
Right.
in
Hmm.
a general sense, it's like that's just the vibe from it, and they're so in tune and, like, they're all different but they're protective in different ways, and
Right.
that's I think that's the word we're looking for there. It's not that it's a protective love
Right.
that is just different, I think, with mothers and sons.
Yeah. And I think about, yeah, like my relationship with my daughters, and there probably were different expectations for them from me.
Mhm.
And I've had to learn to let all of those go,
Yes.
every single one. And that I think is really what kind of spurred my own like introspection of like, where
Yeah.
is this coming from? Why do I expect that of them? And
Right. And not of him.
right. And there's a lot of stuff, inner child stuff that I hadn't addressed yet. And so that's where it
That's
was
so interesting
rooted
because
in.
I just
Yeah.
saw a TikTok and it was a clip from an old, I think it was like 2005 or something, wife swap.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a daughter and a son, and the mom made the daughter do everything, like all the chores, and all he had to do was take out the trash. Like, he didn't have to mow the lawn, she had to do everything, and they're only, like, a
Crazy.
year different, and I thought I never really because I'm a girl and I was an only child, now I have only boys, like, I knew friends who had siblings and the dynamics, but it always seemed like a lot of chaos.
Right. Yeah.
So, I thought it was interesting, but it was very chaotic too,
Yeah.
so going home back to my solitude, I was like, "Whew, thank
Yeah.
God that I don't have siblings because I think I was supposed to be by myself."
Okay, so you're asking about a man.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
there one of those around?
That's the 2 of cups for me is typically indicative of, like a partner or a relationship, especially because it has the 2 kind of pouring into each other.
Mhm.
However, what I heard coming up when that one laid down was you have to pour into yourself first. Hate the cliche of like, you have to love yourself first. But honestly, like if you get to a point, I remember when Kyle and I decided to move in together and get this townhouse. And like, it wasn't just me staying at his house or whatever. It was like, let's actually do this. I cried while I was packing my house. And I cried
Yeah,
and I cried. And it was like, I have to make the decision of, is this relationship worth giving up my independence and my freedom? Like,
yeah,
I've built such a life for myself that I was like so content. Is he adding to it? And that for me, like at the time, I 100% knew and I still mourned my single life. Like, I still
yeah,
mourned that. And I think so many people don't realize, like, that's what they truly mean by that. Like, fall in love with yourself. Like, create a life that you're so in love with by yourself first, and then find
yeah,
someone who adds to it. And I do think, like, you have the ability to call in a partner. Uh, It's almost as if, though, you don't quite know what you want in a significant other.
yeah,
It's like if you were to write down a list, like if you were placing an order for a significant other, what characteristics would you put down? And as soon as you have clarity on that, there's the chance they'll show up. Kyle and I have been together 6 years, but there have been 2 periods that we were broken up during that time. Very short amount of time. But I was like so mad at him the first time he broke up with me. I was like, I'm gonna get back out there and date. And Kyle is a phenomenal guitar player. Like
yeah,
everyone compliments him. What are you doing here? Like you should be on the road. And so one of my things that I wanted was like a guitar player because I enjoyed listening to him play. I ended up meeting meeting this guy. Oh yeah, I play the guitar. So we're like FaceTiming one time. He goes, "Do you want me to play the guitar for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He was horrible. Could he play? Technically, yes. Was it good? No. So when I
specific.
say yes, you have to be specific when you're writing
Oh
out
my
a list of
god.
anything.
I did that and I asked for a man obsessed with me. No, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
that's not fun. Yeah, that's not
I
good.
was like, "No, no, 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 that's not the word I was looking for."
Right.
Like, I need to go back and revisit that because no.
But it has to be specific. I do feel like the person who you could potentially call in is really kinda going through their own stuff right now, and
Mhm,
it's almost as if they're experiencing what they need to experience to be ready for you. Does
mhm.
that make sense? Um,
Maybe.
yeah, so, like, we're all learning and we're all going through lessons as we walk through life.
Yeah.
I don't feel like if you were to meet him right now, he would be ready. I
Mhm.
feel like he's still processing his lessons that he needs to, and whether it's, like, relationship-based stuff or self-worthiness or whatever, like, I just don't feel like if you met in this moment.
So we haven't met yet.
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so. As I look at these cards more, the feeling that I get really is that, like, you would not be ready for someone who is as sure of herself as you are. Like,
Yeah, that's a thing.
because I feel like he's dealt with very insecure women in the past, and to have
Mhm.
someone who has done work on themselves and knows what they want and
Right.
has a clear direction of where they're headed, it would feel too aggressive to where he's at, like what he's dealt with before.
Yeah.
And that's very specific, but I'm so glad I'm not single right now because it's just
It's
I
so
have to say
bad.
that it
It's
is
so
so bad.
bad. I
And
hate it here. That's why
the
I was like,
last
"Is there a man?" Because 'Cause I'm done.
the last time I dated, I was so happy just by myself. And
Mhm.
I just remember like men trying to talk like,
No, it's so bad.
why are you talking
My
to me?
friend
Like
is a lesbian, and she's like, "Everywhere I go, it just makes me so mad. They're disgusting. They're not
Yeah,
all of them are always rude or whatever, but, like,
I think just in
being
general.
told."
Yeah,
Yeah, there's, like,
just
an
it
aggressive manner that's, like also, I'm just gonna say, like, I find myself offended sometimes. Like, "Sir,
yeah,
you knew better. You knew better."
right.
But they don't.
Last time I was looking for a job, I was like, "I'm gonna put out applications like old white guy starts talking to women on the internet, like, just with all the confidence in the world of no clue that they have no game. Like, they have no game."
Yes.
It's not even like catcalling, it's just, like, men that say the most inappropriate things, mostly for me lately. I'm very open about my sugar addiction and food struggles on Facebook lately, and I'll
Yeah.
have people go, "Well, have you tried this?"
Mansplain.
Yeah, don't mansplain something I've researched the hell out of. And 2,
Mhm.
like, you have no idea what other medical issues I have going on,
Right.
like, other struggles that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's always the big buff guy who thinks he has all the answers. That works for you, great, but don't
Yeah.
don't don't assume that it's something that's safe for me too, because
Right, right.
A, male, female, bodies are
Yes.
totally different. My hormones are God, I don't even know what they're doing these
Male,
days.
female, age, we've given birth, there's PMDD, there's
Oh my god, yeah.
perimenopause, there's menopause, there's like, at the end of the day, we get like a couple of days out of a whole entire month where something's not wrecking us to shreds, okay? And it gets worse with age, I
Yes.
swear. Like my emotions.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I had to send Kyle a text after he left for work today, and I was like, "Sorry, I'm just in a weird place, like, I just don't even know." Like, I feel like I'm 13 again, and I can't control my emotions.
Yes, it's
It's so
uncontrollable. I
crazy.
feel like I seem like a monster to them sometimes because I'm just like
Yeah.
my bless him, my sweet empathetic the other day, he was like, "Mommy, when I'm a teenager and I can drive and you're having a bad day, I'm gonna bring you lunch." And I'm like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
I was being an asshole, wasn't I? Like, I try so hard not to, and you can't explain it to them
Yeah.
because they're gonna be like, "What do you mean?" But I think that they over time, and I'm sure your husband can agree that, like, the sorry text, he's like, "Oh, this happens around this time at the same time
You know what's
every
funny
month."
is I try to give him warning. Yeah, I try to give him a warning of like, "Hey, just a heads up, this is happening,"
I
and
might be crazy.
he still doesn't quite get it sometimes. And
They
I'm like,
never will.
"Whatever." Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
they never will.
But I mean, like, also he's in his 50s,
Yeah.
and to him, like, women are the way that women are, and I don't
Yeah.
mean that in, like, a
Nothing's
super
that big of
dismissive
a
way.
deal. No,
Right.
yeah. It's,
I will
you
say,
know.
Kyle is an absolute rock for me when I am feeling like the world is crazy around me. And he does
Yeah.
not get swayed by a whole lot. I have acted truly crazy in the last few months, and, he's he's been like, "Alright, well, are you done?
Yeah.
Can we move on now?" And, like, I just want a reaction out of him sometimes. He's like,
Yeah, I
"You're
think
not
we
getting
all
one."
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, which is probably a good thing, you
it's
know?
such a
Keeps
good
you
thing.
it's
Yeah,
it lets you exhaust yourself, and then you're like, "You know what? Alright,
percent. That is such a good way of
alright."
putting it.
Had to throw a tantrum, see what all I could get out of that.
Yeah, he literally is my rock. He has, like, 3
Yeah.
or 4 planets in Taurus, and so he's just solid, like, it's gonna take a lot to change his mind about
What is
anything.
his sun sign?
Steve.
Water
So,
and air.
yeah, he's water, earth, and his big 3. And then, every it took a long time for him to admit that we were in a relationship 'cause he has a Taurus Venus, and he was just,
Yeah,
like, slow moving. I
yeah,
knew how he felt, but he wasn't in a rush to, like, really commit, and
yeah,
now that he has, it's gonna take just as long, if not longer, to ever change his mind about our loyalty to each other. You know, like,
yeah, yeah.
he is just I don't
When
know.
he locks in, he's locked
Yeah,
in.
100%.
Yeah, and that made it all worth it, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm gonna push him away because I am so moody. I have a Cancer moon. Like, I'm all over the place anyway, so
I'm
I'm just
Sagittarius moon.
oh, yeah, so that's probably just as, like, chaotic
Yeah,
sometimes.
fire, fire.
Yeah.
Virgo.
But
So then I'm unmoving.
yeah.
You see, I don't even listen to myself. I'm like trying to drag myself through life, but I won't I'm like, no, it's all, and that's literally been my entire existence is like unmoving until I'm
Wait,
ready to
so
go.
you're a Leo sun, Sagittarius
Hmm.
moon, and Virgo rising?
Yeah.
So you come across as very grounded and put together, but you're a lot of fire underneath
I
everything else.
always say when I'm around, I make people feel really comfortable. I can be very warm and cozy, right?
Yeah.
But if you fan it too much, I will burn all this shit down.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
I'm kind, I'm not nice. Like I will check someone, but I never do it unwarranted. You have to be the one to poke the beast and then I'm like, "All
Yeah.
right, burning it all down." And but I'm loyal, I'm very calm. Again, I have these relationships that like when I lock in. And it's only if not to say I don't make mistakes. I don't I see I feel like the Leo in me sounds very like I'm so great. This is my but I'm
Yeah.
intentional.
Yeah.
I try to be intentional with people and I appreciate when things are reciprocated. That's
For
a big
sure.
deal too, is reciprocation all across the board. If
Yeah.
you're like pouring in, it's not even a 50-50 because
Well,
most
l-
relationships aren't all the time.
loyalty is a big characteristic of Leo, anyways.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
when you put it into perspective of like the lion and their animal symbol, they take care of their people. Lions
Yeah.
take care of their whole family. Like they will
I'm
do
very
anything.
protective.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. And my pack is not made up of like blood relatives, which brings a different kind of loyalty. Your
Yeah.
chosen family, those are just I ride for those just as much as I do my own born children
Yeah.
because with the reciprocation, if I receive that type of loyalty back, we're locked in. You need me,
Yeah.
I actually have a problem with that. I am too loyal. I really, really I just recently had a friend who hadn't spoken to for a long time and text me her address out of nowhere, was like, "I need you." And I pulled it up, it's like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Jen, I didn't even ask a question, nothing. I put my shoes on, I grabbed my
Yeah.
purse, and I went there. And it was well received. The
Yeah.
kindness was well received, but all of these things were like, this is what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do all these things and build this business and do this whole thing. And then essentially ghosted me for like
Uh,
whatever. But then pops back. So I'm like, I have to stop doing that. That's not the first time that person's done that.
right.
I'm impulsively loyal to if someone that I consider a friend's like, I need you, I
Right.
show up because
Right.
that's what I would expect, right? If we're
Yeah.
friends. So when the expectation's not met, I have to not. And now she's tried to contact me since, and I just I won't answer. I'm not because that again, the Leo thing. I'm loyal until I'm not. Once I don't mess with you anymore,
But there's
once I don't
pride
like
there
you,
too.
yeah, because
Yeah.
no, you shoot. You don't get to do that. It's intentional. If you have ill intent, because
Right.
I never seek to like be vengeful or weird or petty. I don't do that. So if that's what you do, we won't get along because I don't
Yeah.
tolerate that type of you gotta find something else to do.
That's crazy to see just that loyalty, and then that self-pride of just, like,
Mhm.
stepping away and knowing that you need to. I'm
That's
getting
so
chills right now thinking about
massive.
it.
Yeah.
But I think also, like, we don't that's not something that comes natural. That's something that we have to learn over time.
Yeah.
I I never thought I would look forward to, like, getting older, but as I do,
Mhm.
like, I get so excited about what else am I gonna not tolerate when I get older? Like,
Yeah.
I'm already cutting out all the BS, like, I just don't wanna
Yeah.
deal with the drama, and then just to get even more clear on what I need in life. It's actually
Yeah.
kind of exciting.
See, mine is I had to learn that very, very, very early that like the hard boundaries
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't have any.
Mhm.
And I realized really early that, like, whereas my loyalty, I just wanted to, like, love and take care of people, that wasn't being reciprocated. So I
Right.
went through, like I was a hard ass my whole adolescence because I had to be. Like, people were always people are intimidated by me, and I'm like, "I didn't even say anything to you." "Well, that's why, because you don't speak."
Right.
And I'm like, damned if I do, damned if I don't.
I
Like,
know.
if I talk, I'm mean. If I don't, I'm rude. So that's a you problem. That's what I'm saying. I would be like,
Yeah.
I can't adhere. I'm not a puppet.
Right.
Like, so if I don't
Yeah.
want to, I'm not gonna. And if I'm mean and rude, then go back. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna even do
Yeah.
that. Now, I isolated for a long time and became again overly kind. And when I went back out into the world, I learned really quick to like, wait,
Yeah.
because it's still very much a thing. That's always been such a weird thing to me. But now it's about finding the balance, like
It is.
when to extend yourself and when to not.
Yeah, like, I think we get to an age where it's almost easier to push people away because so many
Mhm.
people have heard us, but
Yeah.
then keep evolving and start to realize, oh, we do need some people. And which of these people are gonna be invited to the inner circle? But it sounds
Yeah.
like very
Yeah.
elitist almost, but that's not
No,
it's just
it's for your own mental the company you keep is very important. And
yeah,
that's it's not to say that the friend you have that fills this void won't also be a pain in the ass in some other areas.
so
Those
true.
are because we're all human.
Yeah,
We all have our shit.
yeah,
I have a problem with I have a very good friend who is a major negative energy, and I've tested it multiple times because the last thing I want to do is end a friendship that is 21 years in
right.
for a solid amount of time, which doesn't exist, but if it did, it's been like 2 years where I've been like, "Okay, I will test this theory. Everything I say has a negative rebuttal." Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter unless I'm already being negative, then it's like, now we're on the same page, twin. Now we're exactly the same. We're only the same when, like, I'm in wallowing in my negativity, and that's kind of the opposite of what I need in a friend. I need to feel better. I don't wanna
so
stay in that.
in a situation like that, have you brought that up to that person, or is it just something that you feel like you need to back off?
I've attempted to. I don't know how it works for you, but I'm surrounded by Scorpios, none of which will listen or be told half of anything. Like, good luck, have fun telling a Scorpio, trying to get them to, like, see anything in a different manner than they've already set their sights on.
Yeah.
Like, it's this way. And both my parents are Scorpios. My kid's dad's a Scorpio. 2 of my kids are Scorpio. 2 of
Big
my best
dogs.
friends are Scorpios. That's just 7.
Yeah.
And one of these is a Scorpio, and I
Yeah.
will but I know how to deal with them. I think that's why I'm surrounded with them because
Yeah.
I probably am one of the only people individually that can check each one of them and make them like
Yeah.
you almost have to the Scorpios have a stinger and I'm fire. So like they'll try to boop and I'm like, all right, burn the whole shit down. And they're like, oh wait, put the fire out, put it out. Maybe okay. Like I've literally seen them processing thoughts and I'm like,
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
do
No,
with
that
that.
makes total sense.
And that's how
That's
it
so
is with
funny.
her. And everything I try to say, she's like, well, but you, always
Yeah.
you. And I'm like, oh, okay, so no, we're not, nothing's getting past you know what I mean?
I have someone who is an acquaintance. At one time, I probably would have called her a friend, but it's like all she wants to do is just talk about stuff that's going wrong in her life.
Hmm.
And I can't, I can't sit there because I already struggle
No.
with depression. And if you
Yeah.
want to feed into that, I'm going to go down really quick. And it doesn't,
Well, and I think that that's part of the thing because when you're spiritual in the way that we are and you are, and like you take on,
yeah,
you'll absorb it. You'll
yeah,
absorb that negative energy. And that's why, like, you have to put down. I haven't spoken to her in a couple of days now, and I've got 17 unread messages on Instagram from reels and memes. And I'm
right,
just like, no, I'm not
right.
opening like, no, you
Yeah,
have to put them in timeout sometimes. She texts me,
yeah,
she's like, "Did you take a break?" And I'm like, sure did, from
yeah.
you." Like, need a memento.
It's one thing if someone is bringing up their problems looking for a solution. It's
That's
another
what I was
thing
gonna
if
say.
they bring up
I'm
their
solution
problems
based.
and they just want someone else to go, "Oh my god, yeah, that that sucks too. Like, I'm going through that
Yeah.
too. Like, I'm not
And
gonna
you
sit
can
there
do
with you.
both of those things, but we're not gonna wallow in those things.
Right.
And
Yep.
it's important to ask when you call me and you're like, "I just need to vent." I'm like, "Do you need support or do you need like me to like let you know what's really the real deal? Because I can
Yeah.
do both. Unless you're
Yeah.
just absolutely in the wrong, I can be like, "You know what? Screw that's my loyalty." I'm like, "Yeah, F them. You're a great person. Screw
You're
that."
right.
But if you're wrong, then I'm like, "Oh, well, no, you shouldn't. Maybe not do
Yeah.
that."
Right.
But it's the ones who you don't want either of those things. You don't want
Right.
any positivity. You don't want a solution. You just want to keep and we can do that once or twice a year maybe, but we can't just stand around for all of time beating dead horses. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Move on, let it go. They don't.
Yep.
Some people just cannot.
It's usually the people who want to be, like, labeled by whatever it is that's going on. They're the victim of whatever. They like, their struggle is their identity,
Yeah,
and I can't, like,
the
I
victim in
just
every story. Then
yeah.
that's all you know, and that's where you wanna stay.
There's a difference between, like, the victimhood and survivor in a story,
Yes. Well,
and it's
there's
moving from
real
one to the other.
victims. You can either use it or lose it, and then that's a situation where you lose it. You lose the victim mindset because
Yeah.
and even victims of everything, it's not your fault. Like,
Right.
that's not your fault, but you don't then utilize it. You don't then carry it and make it your identity, victimhood, because again, you make or break, I think. Some people just really get stuck in that and they need that. That's poor pitiful me and I'm like,
I yeah. I spent too
have you
much
met
time
the
there, I
rest of
think.
us?
Yeah. In my own life, I spent way too much time just wallowing, and I just
Same.
it doesn't nothing changes when you do that, and
No.
yeah, I find myself actually over the last few months, I've kind of been doing the same thing and, like, keeping it very internal, and so I'm trying
Mhm.
this is like having projects, having things to look forward to gets me out of that. It helps me to,
Yeah.
like, move past that wanting to wallow. If I don't do it, no one else is gonna do it for me.
It won't get done. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else specific that you looking for insight on?
I think career wise. So it was like, okay, just get the real estate license, right? Like once you get it done, you'll figure the rest out.
Yeah,
I got it, right? That was like such a big deal for me.
yeah.
Um And I did take time to be proud of myself, but I am not one who's good with, um, self-motivation, I guess. Like, I get stuck in a cycle, and to be self-employed
Right.
and to go out and get your own business when you seclude yourself is
Mhm.
pretty hard. And I know I have the tools that I need, and, you know, all I gotta do is get that By Felicia Realtor out there, and it'll take off like fire,
Yeah.
but I don't know, am I in my own way, or is it just, like, not for me?
Ooh, yeah, let's see. Um, so I do like to think of things as masculine energy, feminine energy, because I think that we all tend to embody both. It's just which ones we feed into is coming up as more masculine energy of like the action, the Mars of doing things, like action and moving forward, making a plan and following through. Where's your Mars at?
I am not sure.
Okay, that would be interesting to look at in this instance because that's like the blueprint of how we get things done. Let me hold on. Mars and Leo can be very fiery, very like energetic bursts, and then kind of die down, right? So what
Mhm.
I'm seeing also though is your North Node is in Taurus, which Taurus is very slow and steady. And slow and steady will likely be the consistency will be the way to kind of move forward and see the results that you want. The cards themselves are saying like more of like that masculine energy of action based like planning. So you can sit and plan at home all day long, but
Yeah.
are you actually doing the thing to put the plan into
Mhm.
action? Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm just as guilty of this. Also, I think there's like toxic spirituality out there that's like, if you manifest it, it'll come. And
Yeah.
I've come to realize that part of manifestation is that aligned action that I have to put
Mhm,
into
doing the work.
right.
I keep getting that message the past few months was like, "You have to do the work, you have to do the work." I'm like, "How?" I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know like, the thing with real estate is it takes money to make money. You need marketing, you have to join all these, like, associations and do all the things, and
Right.
I am a single mom of 4 kids, so it's like,
Yeah.
extra money for marketing?
Yeah.
How?
For sure.
Makes it
Something that dawned on me the other day because I've been very stuck in uh, the planning mode, my own stuff, is any action is better than stagnancy. Like
Mhm.
doing something is better than doing nothing. And
Yeah,
hard, so hard because I want to be like 100% ready to do the whole thing. And then I'm going to be diving in 100%. And I'm like, but that's not the way it works. Because,
yeah.
a lot of times for me also, it's not a lack of motivation, it's a lack of momentum,
Mhm.
and I have to get that momentum rolling somehow.
Yes.
Uh,
See, and I get overwhelmed,
Sure.
overstimulated, over like,
Yeah.
and it all goes back. I was gonna say earlier when it comes to the toxic spirituality and the manifestations. Manifestation is clearly a real thing, but I think again, it's your intention, it's your energy, which
Right.
is part of doing the work. It's a lot of work because it's spiritual work, it's
Yeah.
grounding work, it's being able to meditate, and you have to really believe in what you're manifesting, or because if you don't believe it, eh,
No one else will. So, but that also
no.
goes back to, like, being very specific about what you want,
Mhm.
and for
Mhm.
me, the one thing that's worked more than anything else is scripting. And so writing out what I want my life to look like as if it's already happened. I have this whole thing that I read when I'm in the right mindset. I can't be internally fighting it. So like when I'm feeling more pessimistic and just like a little
Yeah.
down, I can't participate in this because it's not going to work for me. But when I'm
Right.
feeling more on the upswing of things, I have this little few paragraph thing that's like, I'm laying in bed. It was a great day. I got to see my kids. Everyone's healthy. I was successful at this and this today. And it's almost like this reaccounting of a day that hasn't happened yet, but knowing it will. And
Yeah.
that's been, yeah, it's been massive for me, like hugely successful in the past.
Yes.
Um,
Do you know, for me, saying thank you for my protection every
ooh,
day, it
yeah,
is my mantra. Like, I try to, as soon as I wake up when I'm outside with my coffee, that's another
yeah,
reason I take those 15 minutes. But I never move my automobile. Like, I'll get in, put it in drive, and be ready to take off, and I'll be like, "Oh, thank you for my protection. Thank you for my
yeah,
children's protection." And when I tell you, it opens up, I almost never really sit in traffic. I just
yeah,
had to replace all 4 of my tires because they were bald, and I was driving on these tires for months in the rain and everything.
yeah,
But outside of that, just thank you for my protection, and it's such a broad blanket, and I
yeah,
had to learn too that when I feel like I'm losing something or if something's being taken away, I was thankful for my protection, so that very well could have been something that I needed protected from.
right. Yeah,
So if I'm going to be thankful for it, I have to fully believe that it's happening in every capacity. So things will come and things will go. People, money, these things are,
yeah,
I'm being protected from something. If I am in traffic, I always try to say, you know what? Thank you for my protection. If this traffic is protecting
yep,
me from something further, thank you
yep,
for that. Instead of getting all pissed off and angry, which is really hard
yeah,
to do because it's traffic. But that's been my biggest thing that I can say that I have been super consistent with, and I see it in every aspect. I'll randomly, and those aren't random thoughts or downloads or however you want to call them. Like, when it pops in my head, I'm like, I was protected from something. And
yeah,
I'm grateful again because gratitude for me is monumental. The bad
yeah,
days, the days where I can't get out of bed and I just want to cry all day, thank you for those because whatever I needed to get out, I did that.
yeah,
I'm not going to wallow in what I didn't get done today. Some things are done internally. You don't see it on the outside.
yep,
Gratitude. and
Gratitude
protection.
is huge. Yeah. I love
Major,
that.
major.
That is
Yeah.
such a great practice to put into place.
Yeah, do that.
I really love that.
And
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna start writing things. Listen, my entire life, people have been telling me to write things down. I had a boss that he would wanna rip his hair out because he's like, "You don't write anything down. Where are your to-do lists?" And I'm like, "I have it in my head, and I'm gonna do it
I
out of order, but it'll all get done." What's
I
that?
didn't
No.
I didn't mention this card, but it's literally a guy writing stuff down. Like, he's
Okay.
sitting there with a pen, like his little quill pen, writing stuff down.
Mhm.
I love it.
How many
You
more ways do
have
you need to be told, ma'am?
right.
There you go.
Sometimes a lot. Sometimes a
Yeah,
lot. Well, I
most
really
times.
appreciate that we got to do this. This has been
Yeah, me
awesome.
too.
And now I get
Great
to
talk.
like now I know you on a totally different level, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
so
for sure.
awesome.
I always knew. I was like, if we ever got in the same room, we would totally vibe out
Oh,
because
100%.
when you know, you know.
100%. What is a piece of advice that you would give 20-year-old you?
Not to take things so personally.
Yeah,
I think if 20-year-old me didn't take it even 50% of the things personal that I did, I could have saved myself from so many things, so much. Um, and that's something that I try to implement even today. Like if someone is
yeah,
mad at me and I feel it's not justified, then I'm like, okay, this person, I know they have a lot going on in their life. So this
right.
probably is not, this is an outlet for something that doesn't have anything to do with me.
Right. And I try to do that with my own feelings too, of like,
Yeah.
it is not about that person. It's about what
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
feeling about that person. I've had
Yeah.
something big
I,
come up
I've,
for that
I
lately.
do that with my kids. I'm like, mommy's just having a day. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that would be definitely for 20-year-old me would be don't take things so personally because in
I
20
love
years
that.
it won't matter. I can't even tell you all the things I took personal when I was 20 because they don't matter.
I know.
See,
I know. I know. It's
they
so
don't
true.
matter.
I know.
You matter. Figure out
Yeah.
who you are. Don't especially like relationships. Don't try to mold yourself to fit something that doesn't fit.
Right. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes.
How
100%.
much we could save.
It's so much energy that we could
Man,
avoid.
I just realized I have a lot of work to do with 20-year-old me. Like I focus so much on the inner child. I feel like we have to go back in all the stages in life because
Yeah.
teenage me, she's probably got some things she wants to get off her chest too. So I guess we'll have to go. All the while I'm parenting real children.
Pay off so much if you do that work.
Yeah, yeah.
It always does.
It'll make it all come together
Yep.
in a big,
All
big
right.
way.
Well, thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you. Thank
I
you for
am
the
so,
reading.
so grateful for it. Yeah.